Now, the second phase of a controversial plan to deport Afghan refugees from Pakistan is set to begin. More than 800,000 Afghans could be expelled. If they don't leave voluntarily, they will face arrest and deportation. More than 541,000 were forced to leave in the initial phase, which began last November. Around 3.1 million Afghan refugees are still living in Pakistan. An estimated 1.7 million of them are undocumented. We can now speak to Kamal Hyder. He joins me from the Khazana Refugee Camp in Peshawar. Kamal, talk us through the timing here. I understand this was postponed for some time.
Well, this has been postponed in the past. However, it was in 2023 October that the Pakistani government decided to clamp down on illegal aliens. And because of the fact that there is a very large Afghan refugee population in Pakistan, they became the target. There was forced expulsions, and of course the fact that most of these people, because of those forced expulsions, are now complaining that they do not feel safe, they do not have a future to go back to, they have livelihoods in Pakistan that they have to wrap up. So they're afraid about their predicament. And we, of course, have been discussing this with the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, and we also discussed this issue with the head of that organization here in Pakistan, and this is what she told us about the predicament of the Afghan refugees.
The first thing to do is to look at the profiles of these undocumented Afghans, because many of them are in need of international protection. They're refugees. They're not involved in terrorist activities. They're just people who fled and who need protection. So we need to work with the government of Pakistan so that those ones can be given with documentation and they're protected in Pakistan. If there are Afghans involved in terrorist activities, of course that has to be dealt with separately.
Kamal, remind us of some of the background here. What's been driving this push from the Pakistani government?
Well, the Pakistani government, because of a spike in the number of attacks here in Pakistan, have blamed the illegal aliens for being involved in those attacks. However, I'm at a camp known as Khazana, as you mentioned, which is still home to about 12 to 1,300 families. This was once a very large camp with thousands of families. And we, of course, have been talking to the elders here. They tell us that they should be given more time because they've spent a lifetime here, 45, 50 years here in Pakistan. They say that they cannot just leave and uproot themselves. They have to wind their businesses down there. Of course, they have made a plea to the international community, to the United Nations, and even to the government of Pakistan to give them more time so that they're able to leave in a dignified manner. They complain that their houses are being raided in the dead of the night. They're being forced to leave this country under a very miserable conditions. So indeed, there is an apprehension. This is a humanitarian crisis. Everybody is hoping that the government of Pakistan will give them some facilities, give them time so that they're able to wrap up. They say they're not afraid to go back, but they say they need more time because it's very difficult when you have to leave after spending a lifetime in a country and then you're being forced out. They have caused police arrests. They are not able to walk around because their registration cards have expired. The Afghan citizenship cards have expired. The Pakistan registration cards have expired. They cannot have businesses. They cannot have SIM phones, SIM cards for their telephones. So indeed, they are facing a miserable problem. This is a huge humanitarian crisis, and of course the plea from these people is that the government of Pakistan should go easy on these refugees and give them more time.
Of course, Kamal Hyder there reporting from the Khazana Refugee Camp in Peshawar for us. Thank you very much, Kamal.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.